Good day and welcome to our Daily News Roundup on Atlantic TV. I am Michael Gobadia. Here are our top stories. UNICEF raises alarm over vaccine resistance in northwest Nigeria. WAEC debunk claims of subject restriction for 2026 WAEC. Oshomole calls for textile revival to create about 20 million jobs. The foreign scene putting bulls of breakthrough as Russia tests nuclear-powered cruise missile. And our sports, Messi hints at 2026 World Cup return. Now to the news in full. The United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, has raised concern over growing resistance to polio vaccination in northwest Nigeria, a development it warns could threaten the country's polio-free status. At an event marking World Polio Day 2025, Juma said the organization is adopting new strategies to rebuild public trust, including stronger community engagement, fighting misinformation, and involving youth as vaccination advocates. In Sokoto State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Farouk Bakar reaffirmed the government's commitment to achieving full coverage. He revealed that 19 to 23 local government areas recorded over 90% coverage, but warned that broader communities still poses a risk for cross-border virus transmission. To close the gap, the state is reinforcing surveillance, strengthening border health posts, and deploying about 209 midwives across 109 primary health centers. New health workers are also to serve 2 years in rural communities to improve grassroots access. UNICEF says while Nigerian progress remains commendable, the refusal trend must be tackled head-on to prevent any resurgence of the deadly polio virus. UNICEF Chief of Field Officer in Sokoto, Michael Juma, disclosed that over 3,000 households across Sokoto, Kebbi, and Zamfara State rejected vaccination during the latest round of immunization. The West African Examination Council, WAEC, has debunked reports suggesting he has restricted secondary school students to specific subjects for the 2026 West African Senior School Certificate Examination. WAEC clarified that it has no authority to modify or restrict subjects, noting that the development and regulation of curriculum remain the exclusive responsibility of the federal government. The council reaffirmed that its role is limited to assessing students based on government-approved curricula, adding that any changes will follow due process. The examination body, which operates across 5 West African countries, assure candidates and schools that no student will be disadvantaged in the forthcoming examination. WAEC also warned against relying on unverified social media reports, urging the public to depend solely on official communication from the council. With the clarification, WAEC maintains its reputation for fairness and also transparency as preparation intensifies for the 2026 WAEC across member countries. In a statement released on Tuesday and signed by its acting head of public affairs, Moishola Additional, on behalf of the head of National Office, WAEC, described the report as false, unfounded, and misleading, urging schools and public to disregard them. Away from that, Nigerian former Labour leader and ex-Edo State Governor, Senator Adams Oshomole, has urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to prioritize the revival of the nation's textile industry, describing it as a sleeping giant capable of creating over 20 million jobs. Oshomole proposed a Nigerian first policy that mandates all uniforms from security agencies, schools, and hospitals be produced locally, a move he said will save foreign exchange, strengthen the naira, and also reduce unemployment. He linked the collapse of industries to the nation's insecurity, warning that every idle hand is a potential recruit for crime. At the event, the union honored Oshomole by renaming his national secretariat the Adams Oshomole Textile Labor House, recognizing a past service as General Secretary of the Textile Union. Industry stakeholders also unveiled a tailoring hub and education empowerment fund to promote youth empowerment and skills development. Oshomole called reignites a debate over industrial revival and the push for economic self-sufficiency as Nigerian battles rising unemployment and foreign exchange pressure. Speaking at the 37th Annual National Education Conference of the National Union of Textile, Garment and Tailoring Workers of Nigeria in Kaduna, Oshomole blamed the collapse of the once vibrant sector on smuggling, poor policy enforcement, and reckless trade liberalization. In Edo State, Commissioner for Information and Strategies, Prince Kasim Afebua, has defended Governor Monday Okpobolo's decision to extend his cabinet to 28 members, the largest in the state history. Speaking in an interview, Afebua maintained that the size of the cabinet isn't the issue. What matters is performance and value addition to the state's economy. He assured the previous administration of operating, or rather accused the previous administration of operating under opaque structures, insisting that Governor Okpobolo's government is focused on transparency, accountability, and legacy projects. Afebua explained that political pressure delayed the formation of a full cabinet, but governance never stalled. He ordered that the new ministries were created to better cover critical sectors of the economy and deliver on campaign promises. With all but one commissioner now cleared, Governor Okpobolo's cabinet is expected to hit the ground running as the administration seeks to consolidate its development agenda across Edo State. Afebua says the move is aimed at improving efficiency in governance and ensuring that government policies directly impact the people, not to inflate the cost of governance, as critics allege. We need to go on a break now, but when we come back, more news across Nigeria, as well as business, foreign, and sport news.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
Alright, my name is Desoka, the comedy catalyst, one of Nigerian comedy.
Alright, guys, back again, yes, boss. My name is Osh, baby.
Yemi Alade.
Yeah, what up, people? It's your boy Victor Adi.
Girl Niniola.
My name is my wife, Ninja Celebrity type man.
My papa say, who won't carry cow, waka go, waka follow the cow. I know the life for you.
I see you know you're watching the Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV. Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV.
Informative, educative, interesting, entertaining.
Worldwide, international.
Don't go anywhere or I'll catch you.
Don't touch that die. Atlantic TV. Boom.
Atlantic TV, we wanna party.
Atlantic TV. Culturally inclined and uniquely different.
Welcome back. Now the rest of the news. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has received 153 stranded Nigerians from Chad under the Assisted Voluntary Return Program facilitated by the International Organization for Migration in collaboration with the federal government. Now, according to NEMA Lagos Operation Office, the group comprised 105 adults, 45 children, and 3 infants. Upon arrival, officials of the Nigerian Immigration Service conducted biometric registration and documentation for proper profiling. The returnees were offered humanitarian aid, including food, water, medical care, and counseling to aid their reintegration. NEMA noted that the operation was carried out in partnership with the IOM and the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants, and Internally Displaced Persons. The agency added that the exercise was part of its ongoing effort to support stranded Nigerians abroad, just days after receiving 150 returnees from Niger Republic. NEMA says it remains committed to ensuring that the state and dignified return of Nigerians willing to come back home through the Assisted Voluntary Return Program. The returnees arrived at the cargo terminal of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, on Sunday aboard an Essex airline flight around 12:15 p.m. The Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NELFund, has announced that over 624,000 students have so far benefited from its ongoing loan scheme, with total disbursement now exceeding 116 billion naira. The agency says 12,000 new successful applications were processed within the last 24 hours, making a 1.4% rise in approval. NELFund's Director of Strategic Communication, Osheyemi Oluwatoyi, also confirmed that the application window for the 2025-2026 academic session opened on October 23rd and will close on January 31st, 2026. Students are encouraged to apply using the admission or JAM registration numbers. Established in 2024 by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, the scheme provides interest-free loans to students in public tertiary institutions, aimed at breaking financial barriers and promoting inclusive education. Beneficiaries are expected to begin repayment after graduation and employment. With over 116 billion naira already disbursed, NEFON says it remains committed to expanding access to quality education and ensuring that no Nigerian students left behind due to financial hardship. In a daily update released on Tuesday via its official X handle, NEFON revealed it has received more than 929,000 applications since the student loan portal went live on May 24, 2024. The fund said about 65.3 billion naira have been paid as tuition to 239 institutions, while about 51.1 billion naira has gone directly to students as upkeep allowances. The foreign scene, Russia President Vladimir Putin says the country has successfully completed the final tests of its nuclear-powered cruise missile known as Burevestnik, marking what Russia or Moscow calls a new era in strategic weaponry. Putin first unveiled the weapon meaning Stormbird in Russia in 2018, long before the Ukraine war began. Unlike traditional missile powered by chemical fuel, it uses a miniature nuclear reactor that heats air to generate thrust, allowing it to fly further and longer than any missile in existence. During the latest test, the missile reportedly flew for more than 15 hours, covering about 14,000 kilometers, enough to reach the United States. Military analysts said the missile is designed to outmaneuver American missile defense system, potentially taking crucial routes over Latin America or South Pole before striking targets. However, experts caution that despite the successful test, the missile is still not operational. They describe it as destabilizing weapon, part of Putin's strategy to pressure Western powers and challenge U.S. missile defense projects. While the Kremlin celebrates what it calls a historic milestone, Western analysts remain skeptical, citing safety concerns and radioactive risks associated with nuclear-powered propulsion system. Experts said the long-range missile capable of flying thousands of kilometers at low altitude to evade Western air defense could reshape the nuclear balance, but warned it remains years ahead from full deployment. Away from the foreign scene, now straight to sports, the 38-year-old Inter Miami forward who captained Argentina to the World Cup glory in Qatar in 2022, said that he would definitely be a part of the World Cup. Messi, the 8-time Ballon d'Or winner, added that he will only make a decision if he is 100% ready and useful to the team. Turning 39 next June, Messi could make history by appearing in the 6th World Cup, a record few players have achieved. Reflecting on life in Miami, the Argentina captain said he enjoys the peace and lifestyle there, calling it a great place to raise his children. Since joining Major League Soccer in 2023, Messi has remained Argentina's all-time scorer with 114 goals in 195 appearances. If he takes part, Messi will lead Argentina title defense at the 2026 World Cup, co-hosted by the United States, Mexico, and Canada. Argentina football legend Lionel Messi has hinted he may feature in the 2026 FIFA World Cup, but says the final decision will depend on his physical condition. Still talking sport, and in Argentina winger Ganucho Alejandro has revealed the season or reason behind his decision to sign for Chelsea, citing the club's style of play and the influence of the coach as key factors. Speaking, he said, "When I spoke with the club and also the coach, it was important to understand the style of play. He explained a lot to me in a video call. It's a big chance to improve as a player in a team like Chelsea." The young forward scored his first goal for the Blues in their 2-1 loss to newly promoted Sunderland last weekend, marking an early glimpse of his potential in the coach-evolving side. Chelsea continue to boost their squad ahead of the demanding domestic and European champion, with Ganucho expected to play a central role in the club's long-time project. Ganucho joins the growing list of young stars beating on Chelsea's rebuild project, one built on pace, possession, and promise. The 21-year-old who joined the Blues in a €14 million deal from Manchester United says the coach's detailed presentation during a video call convinced him Chelsea was the right place for his development. And with that, we've come to the end of the news today on Atlantic TV. We will always implore you that if you have any newsworthy news, it's always right to join or send it to our different social media platforms. I'll be having them. My name still remains Michael Gobadia. Bye for now.